Ever wondered how Ferrero Rocher goes from a simple hazelnut to the fancy chocolate ball we all adore? Well, buckle up, because we're about to take you behind the gold wrapper and reveal how this iconic candy is made. Spoiler: it's a lot more than just chocolate magic. It's like the Ferrero Rocher of candy factories. Classy, a little fancy, and definitely not your average sweet treat. Welcome to the hazelnut hunt, where the journey of every Ferrero Rocher begins. Let's take a closer look at these massive hazelnut farms. These places are huge. We're talking about acres and acres of hazelnut trees, as far as the eye can see. Now, you might think picking hazelnuts is as simple as shaking a tree and gathering what falls. But nope, it's way more high-tech than that. These farms use some seriously smart machines to find the perfect nuts. It's like a hazelnut assembly line on steroids. Check out these AI-powered scanners. They're not messing around when it comes to quality control. These clever machines look at each and every hazelnut that comes their way. They're checking for size, shape, and even color. Talk about picky. But why so choosy? Well, Ferrero Rocher isn't about to use any old nut in their chocolates. They want the cream of the crop, the best of the best. So these machines are on a mission to find the hazelnuts that meet their super high standards. Let's see how these nut detectives work. As the hazelnuts roll down the conveyor belt, the scanners take a good look at each one. They're checking if the nut is the right size. Not too big, not too small. They're making sure the shape is just right. No weird lumps or bumps allowed. And they're even checking the color to make sure it's that perfect golden brown. Now, what happens to the nuts that don't make the cut? Sorry, little guys, but you're out. Any hazelnut that doesn't meet the strict criteria gets the boot, but for the hazelnuts that do pass the test, it's time to celebrate. These top-notch nuts have earned their spot in a Ferrero Rocher chocolate. It's like they've just graduated from Hazelnut High School and are ready for the big leagues. The coolest part? This whole process happens super fast. We're talking blink and you'll miss it speed. These machines can check thousands of hazelnuts in just a few minutes. It's like a high-speed hazelnut highway moving at lightning speed. This careful selection process is key to the amazing flavor of Ferrero Rocher chocolates. Each nut that makes it through contributes to that perfect crunch and taste we all love. It's a direct link from farm to factory, ensuring only the best hazelnuts make it into your favorite treat. So next time you bite into a Ferrero Rocher, remember the journey those hazelnuts took. From tree to AI scanner to chocolate, it's a pretty amazing process. No wonder these treats taste so good. They're made with nuts that have passed a seriously tough selection process. Alright folks, let's dive into the world of wafer wizardry. We're about to uncover the secret behind that satisfying crunch in every Ferrero Rocher. Remember those perfect hazelnuts we just saw? Well, they're about to get a crispy new home. First up, we've got this special batter. It's made with wheat flour, water, sugar, and a pinch of salt. They also add sodium bicarbonate, that's baking soda, and sometimes a bit of yeast. This mix helps create those light, airy wafers we all love. Now check out these unique molds. They're like tiny wafer-shaped indents, all lined up and ready for action. The batter gets poured into these hemispherical molds by some pretty smart machines. It's like each little wafer is getting its own personal shape. But hold on to your hats, because things are about to heat up. These wafers are heading into some seriously hot ovens. We're talking temperatures that would make a summer sidewalk feel like a cool breeze. The molds travel on conveyor belts into these gas-fired ovens, where the real magic happens. These ovens are smarter than your average kitchen appliance. They've got temperature sensors driven by artificial intelligence. Yeah, you heard that right. AI in an oven. These smart sensors keep a close eye on the baking process, making sure every single wafer comes out perfect. If the oven gets a little too hot, no problem. The AI algorithms swoop in, making tiny adjustments to the temperature. It's like having a master baker watching over every wafer 24/7. This precision is key to getting that perfect texture and crispiness we all love after their trip through the oven. Our wafers come out looking like adorable little bowls. But we're not done yet. It's time for some wafer matchmaking. Two halves are carefully brought together to form a perfect sphere. This step is super important because it's what gives Ferrero Rocher its iconic round shape. Each wafer ball is crafted with the precision of a Swiss watchmaker. The result? A wafer shell that's perfectly crisp and oh so satisfying to bite into. You know that moment when you bite into a Ferrero Rocher and get that perfect crunch? Well, now you know the secret. It's all thanks to this meticulous wafer making process. From the special batter to the smart ovens and the final shaping, every step is carefully controlled. So next time you enjoy that satisfying crackle and crunch, remember the journey your wafer went through. It's not just a treat, it's a tiny miracle of baking science. Now that we've cracked the code on the crispy shell, it's time to dive into the gooey center that makes Ferrero Rocher so irresistible. Get ready for a nutty twist that'll change how you see these little gold-wrapped wonders. Let's talk about the star of the show, hazelnuts. These little guys are getting the VIP treatment. They're roasted to perfection, filling the factory with an irresistible aroma. Picture walking into a room that smells like warm, toasty hazelnuts. It's enough to make your mouth water. Once those hazelnuts are nice and toasty, they're ground up into a smooth paste that's basically like hazelnut butter. But we're not stopping there. This is where the magic really happens. The hazelnut paste gets mixed with some friends. Sugar, cocoa, and milk. Sound familiar? That's right, folks, we're making Nutella. But this isn't just any Nutella. This is the creamy filling that's going to make our Ferrero Rocher extra special. Check out these massive vats of Nutella. It's like a chocoholic's wildest dream come true. The smooth velvety texture of this hazelnut chocolate mixture is key to that signature Ferrero Rocher taste we all know and love. Now, let's see these fancy filling machines in action. They're like the precision surgeons of the chocolate world. These automated marvels make sure each wafer ball gets the perfect amount of that creamy Nutella goodness. No skimping here. Every Ferrero Rocher gets its fair share of the good stuff. But wait, there's more. Just when you thought it couldn't get any better, we're adding a surprise to the mix. Each wafer ball gets a whole roasted hazelnut right in the center. It's like finding buried treasure, except this treasure is edible and delicious. Now we know why biting into a Ferrero Rocher is such a unique experience. You've got the creamy Nutella that melts in your mouth, and then, bam, you hit that crunchy whole hazelnut. It's a texture party, and everyone's invited. Let's take a second to appreciate the genius behind this combo. The smooth Nutella and the crunchy hazelnut are like the dynamic duo of the chocolate world. They balance each other out perfectly, giving you that satisfying mix of creamy and crunchy in every bite. But hold on to your taste buds, folks, because we're not done yet. We've got the wafer, we've got the Nutella, we've got the whole hazelnut, but there's still one more layer to go. What could it be? Well, you'll just have to stick around to find out. Remember that extra layer we teased? It's a chocolate waterfall that would make Willy Wonka jealous. But here's the catch, timing is everything. Our little wafer balls, filled with creamy Nutella and a whole hazelnut, are about to take the chocolate plunge of their lives. Let's watch as these tasty spheres make their way through a curtain of melted milk chocolate. It's like they're getting a luxurious chocolate bath. This first coating is super important. It's not just about making them look good, it's laying down the foundation for all the yummy layers to come. Now, you might think that dipping something in chocolate is easy, but there's a whole science behind it. The temperature and thickness of this chocolate layer have to be just right. It's like Goldilocks and the Three Bears, but with chocolate. Too hot and it won't stick properly. Too cold and it won't spread evenly. While the chocolate is still warm and gooey, it's time for these little treats to get their crunchy outer coat. They roll through a sea of finely chopped hazelnuts, picking up all that nutty goodness. It's like they're getting a delicious hug from their hazelnut cousins. But wait, there's more. These chocolates go in for round 2 of the chocolate waterfall. This second layer of milk chocolate is the finishing touch. It seals in all those crunchy hazelnuts and gives the Ferrero Rocher its signature smooth, glossy finish. It's like putting on a fancy chocolate tuxedo for a night out on the town. Now, let's talk about the cool factor, and I mean that literally. After their double chocolate dip, these chocolates need to chill out. The temperature has to be just right to make sure that outer shell sets perfectly. Too warm and there'll be a melty mess. Too cold and the chocolate might crack. It's like a spa day for chocolates, where they get to relax at the perfect temperature. Even after all this pampering, not every chocolate makes the cut. Quality control is super important at Ferrero Rocher. They've got some high-tech helpers to make sure every chocolate is up to snuff. Artificial intelligence systems give each chocolate a once-over, checking for any imperfections like cracks in the coating or uneven hazelnut distribution. It's like having a chocolate detective on the case. And get this, they've even got human taste testers. That's right, there are people whose job it is to eat chocolate and make sure it tastes amazing. Talk about a dream job. These taste testers make sure that every batch of Ferrero Rocher meets their super high standards for flavor and texture. So there you have it, folks. That's how Ferrero Rocher gets its perfect shiny chocolate shell every single time. From the first chocolate curtain to the final quality check, every step is carefully designed to create that luxurious treat we all know and love. Now that our chocolates are perfectly formed and coated, it's time for the grand finale. Let's watch these tasty treats transform into the iconic golden globes we all know and love. Ever wonder how Ferrero Rocher gets its signature shine? Well, get ready to see some wrapping magic in action. Check out these high-speed machines working their magic. They're folding and wrapping each chocolate with lightning speed. These machines are so fast, you might miss it if you blink. But don't worry, we'll slow things down a bit so you can see the process. Each Ferrero Rocher gets its own golden outfit, custom fitted in the blink of an eye. It's like watching a chocolate fashion show, with every piece strutting down the conveyor belt in its shiny new threads. These wrappers aren't just for show though. They're working hard to keep our chocolates fresh and protected. Talk about a stylish suit of armor. These smart machines have sensors that keep an eye on their speed and alignment, making quick adjustments to ensure every chocolate is wrapped perfectly. No wrapper out of place on this production line. Once our chocolates are all dressed up, it's time for them to check into their luxury accommodations. Watch as they're carefully nestled into those famous round boxes. It's like a 5-star hotel for chocolates, with each one getting its own little spot. These boxes are designed to keep our Ferrero Rocher safe and sound on their journey to your local store. Look at these robots zipping around, stacking and packing boxes faster than you can say, "Chocolate hazelnut heaven." It's like watching a high-tech game of Tetris, with each move precisely calculated for maximum efficiency. These robots are working hard to make sure every box is packed just right, ready to be shipped off to chocolate lovers around the world. Before they head out the door, each batch of Ferrero Rocher gets one last check. It's like a final exam for chocolates. The quality control team makes sure everything is up to snuff. They're looking for any visual flaws like cracks in the chocolate coating or uneven hazelnut distribution. Only the best of the best make it through this final inspection. Now, let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture. Ferrero Rocher is on a mission to spread joy worldwide. The distribution network for these chocolates is seriously impressive. They're packaged up and shipped off to over 140 countries. That's a lot of chocolate frequent flyer miles. To make sure there's always enough Ferrero Rocher to go around without making too many, they use AI technology. These smart systems help forecast demand, manage inventory and reduce waste. This way, there's always a Ferrero Rocher waiting for you at the store without any going to waste. So there you have it. Ferrero Rocher is more than just a tasty treat. These golden balls are packed with smart tech. From high-tech hazelnut farms to AI-powered baking, each chocolate has quite a journey. Next time you unwrap one, take a moment to think about all the work that went into it. It's pretty amazing how much care goes into something we enjoy so quickly, right? So go ahead, savor that Ferrero Rocher. Now you know there's a whole world of innovation wrapped up in that shiny foil. Who knew eating chocolate could be a tech appreciation moment?